There are so many talking points already from this World Cup, and we're only 2 rounds of games in. But as with the rest of global soccer, the main narrative has surrounded the world's 2 best players, Ronaldo and Messi. While both players have the potential to play in another World Cup, it's unlikely they'll be anywhere near their peak when Qatar rolls around in 4 years, meaning this is perhaps the last time we'll be able to directly compare the two on the biggest of international stages. There's certainly an argument against comparing them, as they're both worthy candidates for the title of the world's greatest ever player. But after a disappointing Champions League season for Messi and a record win for Ronaldo, the Portuguese star entered the tournament in better form and with more momentum, and boy has he put it to use. With Argentina on the brink of expulsion from the first stage of the tournament after losing 3-0 to Croatia, let's take a look at the 5 reasons Ronaldo is embarrassing Messi at the 2018 World Cup. Number 5. Argentina have had the easier games. Portugal have so far had to play Spain, one of the strongest teams in the competition, and Morocco, who played some surprisingly attractive football in the match, but lacked a goalscorer to truly punish Portugal. Argentina, in contrast, have played Iceland, making their first appearance ever at a World Cup and becoming the smallest nation to ever qualify, and Croatia, who are no pushovers but boast few players of, say, Spain's squad's quality. While Portugal kept pace with Spain and saw out a slim victory over Morocco, Argentina laboured to a draw against Iceland and lost in mortifying fashion to Croatia. After 2 matches, they're 3rd in their group behind Iceland on goal difference and have it all to do against Nigeria, while Portugal need only a draw against Iran. Number 4. Argentina have the better squad. Sure, Argentina are playing worse than Portugal and enter the tournament in significantly worse form, having lost a Copa America final and barely qualified for the World Cup, while Portugal won the European Championship before marching through their qualifying group. But it's impossible to argue that man for man, Argentina doesn't have a significantly better squad at its disposal than Portugal. The most important thing in a knockout tournament are goals, and even if you take it from purely an attacking standpoint, Argentina have Di Maria, Dybala, Higuain and Sergio Aguero to call on in that department, in addition to Messi. Over 2 games, they've managed just 1 goal. Not only do Portugal barely have a goal scorer aside from Ronaldo, their defence is composed of Cedric Suarez from relegation battling Southampton, Jose Font, who's played the last 6 months in China, Pepe, who's played the last year in Turkey, and Rafael Guerreiro, who plays for Borussia Dortmund when he's not injured like he was for the majority of this season. Argentina, in contrast, have 2 Manchester club players in defence, and Barcelona legend Mascherano, their most capped player. Sure, they don't have their first choice keeper who's injured, but they do have Manchester City's former and Chelsea's current backup Willy Caballero. Portugal have a keeper who just signed with newly promoted Wolverhampton Wanderers. The list goes on. Portugal's young player of the Euros, Renato Sanchez, didn't even make the team this time out, after an ill-fated loan move from the club he joined too soon off the back of his international performance, Bayern Munich, to Swansea, where he struggled to find any sort of form. Bottom line, neither squad is as good top to bottom as some of the tournament favourites like Germany or Brazil, but Argentina have significantly better players at their disposal, and they're playing as lesser than the sum of their parts. Number 3. Their physical stats. Ronaldo has always been a significantly more physical player, which tends to take its toll after a career as long and impressive as he's had, and he's now 2 years older and in a very different role as a centre-forward to Messi, who's his team's creative engine in a central attacking role behind the striker. It stands to reason then that Messi should be doing more both on and off the ball, and that is half right. After the first round of games, Messi had taken 4 more shots than anybody else at the tournament and 15 more dribbles, which does sound impressive until you learn that off the ball in the match against Iceland, Messi covered just 1.42 kilometres. That's 570 metres fewer than 2 goalkeepers at the World Cup this year. Meanwhile, 33-year-old Ronaldo clocked the top speed of the World Cup so far, hitting 33.98 km per hour in his opening game against Spain, smoking players some over 10 years younger than him. Ronaldo scored 4 goals to Messi's 0, 2 of Ronaldo's coming in the opening 5 minutes of Portugal's matches, while Messi had his penalty kick saved by an Icelandic keeper who up until just months ago was a part-time film director. Ronaldo is just plain doing more and his impact is being felt. Number 2. Ronaldo's breaking records. Scoring his 85th goal for Portugal against Morocco, an open header after he was left amazingly unmarked, Ronaldo snatched the record for most senior international goals for a European nation from Hungarian legend Ferenc Puskás, one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. With 85 goals in 152 international matches, Ronaldo is now 14 goals clear of third place too, Germany's Miroslav Klose, and 21 goals clear of Lionel Messi. He's 24 goals away from the all-time record for international goals scored, which is held by former Bayern Munich and Iran player Ali Daei. But if Ronaldo can play till he's 40 like he teased this year, he could well break that record too. Number 1. Messi's restricting Argentina, Ronaldo is elevating Portugal. Both Ronaldo and Messi have the somewhat unfortunate role of being their team's undisputed star player. They're going to be the first name on the team sheet no matter what, and even contribute heavily to coaching duties. Ronaldo bellowing at his teammates from the sidelines in the Euros final is an iconic image, and Messi basically pulls all the strings for the Argentine side, from team selection to formation. However, while Messi's trying to do it all, he's getting marked out of the game by relatively uninspiring defences. He's missing penalties, and even losing the ball to Croatia to concede Argentina's second goal. But his untouchable spot in the first 11 and absolute authority on the team sheet is keeping players like Paulo Dybala and other world beaters he doesn't gel with that they have at their disposal wasting away on the bench. By direct contrast, Ronaldo is living up to his role, fitting cohesively into a team that has an identifiable system built around its star's strengths rather than his ability to do it all, and he's shining as its crown jewel. He won a penalty in the opening 5 minutes of Portugal's first game and scored a header in the opening 5 minutes of Portugal's second. He won the free kick against Spain and scored it in emphatic fashion to earn them a point. He's even had to deal with the distraction of his tax evasion case ruling, announced hours before Portugal's match against Spain, and seemingly just used it as fuel to tear them apart. Ronaldo started the domestic season poorly, while Messi pushed Barcelona to a record win streak, but Ronaldo's unmatched work rate and intelligently timed fitness peak have seen him soar so far at this World Cup, while Messi has slumped. Will Messi be able to perform another miracle and drag Argentina out of the group, or is this a trick too far for the magician? Let us know what you think in the comments below, along with what other World Cup content you'd like to see on the channel, and don't forget to give it a like if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching, especially you Messi fans. I'm Lloyd Mallison, and I'll see you soon.